Hey, how's it going? I think it's just Yan and I for this one. I think Kai's got people over in Yan's, I think, working at the moment. So yeah, how's everybody going? With careers, and yeah, so we had these goals. So basically, wanted to generate $60,000 revenue. We wanted to organize a bunch of events in last year. I have to preface this with the fact that
Let me
we did these before COVID, so fun
Wow,
stuff.
what the
Um,
fuck?
and then also we really wanted to give everyone like a really good experience. All the subcom, we wanted to make sure that we had like fun bonding and everything. So yeah, this is kind of what we set out to achieve. That was our hope. Next slide.
Yeah, so this next slide, I don't think there's much to explain here. Look at all of those sponsors at the bottom, and they gave us a lot of money. We had, sorry, what was that?
I think somebody may be unmuted.
The
Oh,
annual
okay, my
budget
bad.
of the society.
Hey everyone, just some housekeeping rules here. Please make sure you keep yourself muted. If you have anything to say while someone's presenting, maybe put it in the chat or put your hand up so then we can get to you. Yeah, thanks guys.
Great. A couple of notable mentions, I guess. At the bottom, we have a couple of new sponsors this year, just to name a few. For example, Carlton United Breweries, Citadel, and Cochlear, and a lot of our returning sponsors who have, stayed with us for quite a number of years. And overall, that came down to $55,000, which is just a little over $4,000 short of our goal, but still an increase from last year. Next slide.
Yeah, and this is $4,000 more than we raised last year. Oh, actually, 3. So yeah, really exciting stuff. A 9% increase in revenue since last year. So really cool. As you can see, heaps of events. So we've done a bunch of in-person before COVID started and virtual events. We tried to keep a bit of variety. So I think what have we got here? We've got I think in the first one, we've got resume workshop, maybe like a mock interview. The middle top, we've got a massive Google event. That was insane. We had an online resume workshop with Google and a bunch of HR people coming in. Bottom right, we have the annual hackathon and also intern panel on the left. So you can see there's we've been doing a lot of different stuff. It's been really fun, so exciting. And we'll kind of cover some of the learnings that we've got from these events in the next slide, I believe.
So now we just want to go through some of our favorite achievements over the year. We had an amazing subcom helping us out with all of these, but we really tried to go above and beyond, what we happened to do last year. So just in terms of hackathons, we had one annual hackathon last year, but this year we thought one wasn't enough. Why not two? So we did two. And one of them was called Hackathon Light, but really it was it was still pretty big. And it was like one of the Hackathon Light itself. That was one of our first large scale virtual events. We had 330 people across the annual and the light hackathon. We tried to make the process much smoother by incorporating things like Zapier when booking our mentoring sessions, which also made the mentor experience much better as well, because people weren't just like standing around doing nothing. And just some stats at the bottom there, the annual hackathon had 25 mentors, 7 companies, 2 workshops, and $1,800 in cash prizes. The second major achievement of the year was our industry mentoring program. This was something that we did for the first time last year, and just in terms of numbers, we almost doubled the number of sponsors involved. We had 7 in 2019 and 12 in 2020. We also upped our game when it came to the program events. Last year we just had like a kickoff and then it was like crickets afterwards, but now we added a mid-program event, which is actually happening tomorrow. So if you're a mentee, please go. And we also have a closing event in week 10. And we also increased the number of student mentees from 71 in 2019 to 89 in 2020. And on the right there, we also had, we pretty much consistently produced fortnightly events throughout the year. Despite going online, we were able to keep that number up. We had 2 different intern panels because we had I think we had 12 companies who were interested, so it just made sense to split that up. We had our Colton beer tasting and grad info session just yesterday, I think it was. Our IMC coding competition during pre-corona times, our resume workshop, which had really good turnout, our Google, I think that should be Microsoft mock interviews, sorry about that, our CTF, which we collaborated with CSESoc on, our Palantir recruitment talk, and our cloud computing workshop, which is coming up. So it's been a big year.
Just to name a few. Yeah, so a bit of a summary overview of kind of like how we think we've done. We're pretty happy with how we adapted to COVID. A lot of the events that we generally hold, as you guys know, are like very in person, and they require a lot of that kind of in-person interaction. So a big challenge is kind of coming up with alternate events and trying to keep the experience good for both like mentors, sorry, not mentors, for both sponsors and for students. So we're pretty happy with how we did on that front. We ensured we had like a active communication with sponsors throughout the year. So we made sure that they were always getting bang for the buck and making sure they weren't just being left in the dark, which is what I think was very easy to let happen given COVID. So also last thing is team bonding. We had like a whole bunch of bonding events and more to come. Hopefully we've got one on Friday. But yeah, it's just been really nice getting with the, like hanging out with the team. They've been awesome. There's like 14 of us in total. So getting to know everybody has been, really exciting. So yeah, and finally, how can we improve? We think that a lot of the stuff we've been doing, although there was a variety, we had, competitions and intern panels. We felt like panels was quite a common thing. We kept doing like panels, intern panels or startup panels. So we'd like to kind of be able to have a variety if we have to continue it online. So that's some brainstorming stuff to be done. And also just a bit more, I think, T2 events they were quite big ones. Maybe, yeah, that was okay. But T3 events might be a bit better to like kind of have more consistency through T3. Yeah.
And here's just a shout out to our subcom. I mean, all their names are there. You can go add them on LinkedIn if you like. We love that. And there's just 2 pictures of us having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, they've been awesome. I loved that team. It's been so great.
Yeah.
Massive shout out to everybody involved.
Can confirm.